Oh, it went live and it didn't even tell me it went live. Look at that. Look
That's
at that.
weird.
I didn't see that blink notification, folks. We are live. This is Gamers Health. I am Rach Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. With me, as always, on Saturday night is my better half, my lovely wife,
Hello.
Rachel. So, look at you guys are all chatting away, getting ready for the show. We would have been on time, but the mic wasn't working, which required a hard reboot, which is a rare thing on an Apple product. But when it happens, it's a pain in the ass. So I had to do that. So, Shadow, good to see you. Hey, Shadow, you're supposed to be gaming. What the hell are you doing here? Not saying anything bad.
Isn't it every other week?
I'm not quite sure. Paul, Eric, hope those Tenkar's Minion shirts become available in your wider community. Any chance the shirt printer offers 3 or 4X? The printer that I am, it depends. I gotta check.
We can make sure there's an inclusive,
a
size inclusive,
we want
place where we put it. Yes,
3X, which is gamer large, right? we understand that.
Yeah.
I'm getting this shirt is a proof of concept because for me personally, I need a V-neck. I can't stand crew necks; they suck. I am somebody who, honestly, when I was going through undiagnosed congestive heart failure, and putting on 60, 70 pounds of water weight, I literally cut t-shirts.
Yeah, we had to cut them so that he wouldn't feel like it was suffocating or choking.
Yeah. So the Minion t-shirts, I should have this one, I'm hoping, within a week or so. If it's really spot on, I'll look to see another printer too. This printer looks like they're going to be good for things like bring to cons and stuff. I got hair in my eye and pre-orders, but I want something like Zazzle where you can just give a sales page. I want to sell the stuff at cost, all right, or the minimum amount of profit that I can make while still, the company allowing me to sell. I'm not looking to make profit off this. I think it looks amazing, but we got to see what it looks like in the end. However, it did inspire me to figure out my adventure for ShireCon in September. So I've got the hook, I've got the plot. Now I got to find the map, and I'll be off to the races. So it should be fun. Oh, Paul. Yeah, people are getting repeat calls. Coronavirus is becoming like I don't know,
oh man,
it's like a cold sore. You get rid of it, and then it comes back like 2 months later. It's like, did I really get rid of it? No, it came back.
Well, I guess that the variants are moving that fast.
And I don't want to get YouTube upset with me, but I did read an article coming out of Manitoba up north that vaxxed and boosted numbers for hospitalizations and death are pretty much same as unvaxxed. Now, it could be because everybody that's unvaxxed has already gotten COVID, right? And that could be the reason why. I don't know. But we're not going to delve into that one too deeply, although we can mention that. So today, Rach and I, we went into Manhattan to do it's a I guess a yearly. It's our second year with Professor DM, but Joe the lawyer, and us have gotten together in the past. Now it's like a July theme. We've done this two Julys in a row. Professor DM, great channel. If you haven't seen it yet, see it. If you're gonna support somebody on Patreon, support him. I like to see him retire from his regular employment and do this stuff full time. But Professor DM came down, met us with an artist that works with him, Joe the lawyer, and Joe Block, the Greyhawk Grognard. So we all hooked up at the Complete Strategist, did a little shopping. I got the One Ring starter set for my birthday.
Yes.
My birthday's in 2 weeks, folks. So
and some other, what do you call it? Dungeon Crawl.
Harley Shrow DCC adventure. I love Harley's work. So I was like, if I look at stuff I don't recognize the name, I am a prude. It's like, if I know the name, Harley stuff is golden in my books. I was like, even if I'm never going to run it, I need to read it because it's just usually that entertaining. Don, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, cool.
Now, so we had a great time. We had a good lunch at Captain's Cafe, I think it was called.
Yep.
Across the street. We got there. It was closed. And we're trying to figure out.
I guess they were still in the process of getting it ready to open.
And I guess the owner / cook came out and he's like, and I think he's Greek.
I think they're Turkish. Yeah.
Greek or Turkish. It's all the same similar foods. And he's like, you came from the game store across the street? Yes. Like, yeah, come.
Get in here.
Get in all the way to the back. So, and it wasn't like, oh my God,
we
gamers.
Have big table for you.
Big table. We needed a table of 6. So, food was good. The beer was so cold that I think Shock Top on tap was frozen. But the Bud Light was ice cold. It really was
really
nice.
Hit the spot.
So, but here's the thing. There was no rain on the radar today at all. No rain.
It was just supposed to be cloudy. But...
Right. And right before we left, we got the alert. It's like, oh, crap, it's raining. And I could hear the rain coming down. So it's like, all right, well, how bad could it be? Bad enough that we both had to bring umbrellas with us. Yep. Going into Manhattan, talking about COVID, there's a mask mandate, right? Mass transit. So going in, I'd say about 3 out of 4 people were, this is, early in the morning, 3 out of 4 people were wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to Manhattan, and you wouldn't even have known it rained. It evaporated so fast. And
the sun was out.
But our local train going into Manhattan, which would have taken us right where we needed to go, 59th Street, a little power and electrical problems between 2 stations, out of order. Go up to the 6th train. 6th train took us to 42nd Street, and that was going express, no longer local. So I got my walking in.
We got a little walking. Which was good.
According to my Apple Watch, how much exercise did I get today? Hold on. Apple Watch thinks I've gotten 60 minutes of exercise.
60?
60. I listen, I can't use the walk function when I walk. I have to use what do you call it?
But 60?
It sees I walked 2.5 miles today.
32.
I have to use functional strength training to accurately record my walks. Because if I use walk, I get no credit for exercise on my watch.
Yeah, I have 2.61 miles.
Okay, I might have been a bit more. Well, remember, you might not have gotten all the credit for all the walking that you did.
But it always gives you your steps.
Yeah, I got the same steps you got.
The 61, whatever.
Yeah, I got the same steps you got. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I will let you know, Rachie, so I don't get.
Oh, sorry, 67.96.
I got 5,900 steps.
It's cheating me.
All right. Well, how about this, Rach?
Apple is cheating.
How about this? What do you got for your move?
For move, I have 611.
I got 641.
Ooh.
I got more of an ass to move, and I've got longer legs. So there, I'm gonna leave it at that. But we had a great time. Hung out, and we got to tell stories and talk about stuff in the industry. It literally was getting 4 YouTubers together, which is kind of cool in the gaming community. And then we left, and you could still feel that humidity. We're going home. Hop on our train uptown. Fine. Get off the train, and I'm looking. And I'm like, wow, that sky looks really nasty coming in. Well, sure enough, we got, right after we walked in our doorway.
Yep, the sky opened.
The sky opened, and it was more buckets of rain. Still humid. It's still humid. Don't get me wrong. but it has cooled off. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's cooled off enough that it is. I'm not clammy. My arms don't have that sheen going, which I know is more information than anybody really wanted to know, but that's what keeps your body cool. Happy welcome. Yes, Rach, you're right. Shadow, it's every other week, but I am in Bloodworth's weekly game Tuesday, and I will be dungeon mastering an online game soon, either Gamma World or Traveler. Very cool. Well, here's honestly, not to go into the big details. There's other videos that did, but from the event earlier this week, I had a lot of people reach out to me, and one of them has stepped away from gaming for a while just because of health issues they had no control over. And it made me realize that, and listen, I game with JoetheLawyer, who must game like 5 days a week. God bless him. I game 1 day a week, Mondays. But I was trying to figure out how could I start running games again. I love running games. So I was like, all right, I do a Thursday night hangout on the Tavern's Discord server. It's a lot of fun. It's great. I think what I'm going to do is that once a month, I think I said the second Thursday. We're going to probably leave it at that for now. The second Thursday of each month, instead of me hosting the Tavern Chat Hangout, which a lot of people enjoy. We had a good turnout climbing that mountain. Thanks for joining us. So what I'm going to do is on Thursdays, once a month, instead of hosting a hangout, which can still go on, you don't need my ass hosting it. Maybe I'll make sure Glenn can host it or something like that. I'm going to run a game, and it's going to be Swords and Wizardry Light / Continua Light. It's going to be made to be run in a 3-hour block, so it would be from 8 to 11 Eastern, and drop in, drop out, and characters will level as you level with Swords and Wizardry Light, Continua Light, just by sessions. So this way, people get a chance to game. We can have a loose campaign, but it doesn't have to be a rigid campaign because adventures will be wrapped up in 3-hour time period. So the game plan right now is that I am going to run the Minions of Tenkar, which I thought the adventure that became the shirt. Well, the shirt that's now becoming an adventure, which came first. I'm going to run that at ShireCon, but I am going to playtest that next month on the Thursday night Discord hangout game, whatever. Tenkar's Thursday night one shots, whatever we're calling it. So if you're going to ShireCon, I'm going to ask that you don't play or sign up for that once I allow for signups, because I don't want you ruining your experience. I just want to make sure.
Oh, because it would be repetitive.
It'd be repetitive, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm good at improvising and throwing, but it's going to have some story hooks that the players can bite on or not, and it's. If you plan on playing it at ShireCon, don't sign up. And a lot of people going to ShireCon this year.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I mean, I don't know. I know Tom showed the spreadsheet number of games that they got planned. Maybe. I don't know. There's a local venue that you can actually have like a 2-day session, but it really is a great local con. Max is at around 100, 125 people, but it's a lot of fun. Both JoetheLawyer and Joe Block will be there. Rob Conley plans on making an appearance. I believe Matt Jackson is coming up from Tennessee. So there's just going to be a lot of.
Now those two fellas are going to be running games,
right? Rob is going to be running at least one game. Mm-hmm. Now we've discussed this. Rob is 50% deaf. He's the definition of hard of hearing. So usually when he DMs at a convention, he basically has an assigned player friend that can fill in the gaps if he misses stuff. So a lot of times stuff that would be local, that would be Tim Shorts. So I believe that Joe The lawyer is going to step up and fulfill that role if necessary. So, Paul, the Nasala in your adventure sounds like a hideous beast. It's an old man. It's an old man, and I can't tell you the twists and turns of the stories because that would take all the fun out of it, right? But I guess theoretically I should have this ready to be played in a month. Now, here's the thing, and not to go too deep into this because this is about gamers' health, but mental health, I guess, right? Running games is good for your mental health. Playing in games to socialize. Today, socializing was awesome. It was an amazing time.
Very nice group of people.
And you get to rebond with people. Those physical connections, no matter what people say. And in COVID, a lot of us were saying, well, you don't need physical connections. And you don't need it every time. But you get that once-a-year physical connection with people. It really sparks and renews and reinvigorates. So it's really cool. I just derailed myself on this whole side tangent.
Okay.
Rach has just like, I don't know what you were talking about. And I'm trying to catch up with the conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But so I know. Here's the thing when it comes to running games at conventions. You have a time slot. And here's the issue. What runs well at home might not run the same way at a convention. But it gives you an idea. So that's why I want to play test it, because I want something that runs in approximately 3 hours. Because if it runs a little bit long, that's fine. I can move things up. If it runs short, then short by 15 minutes is fine. If it runs 2 hours, I've got a problem. I need to add content. So that's just where I need to go on that stuff. Which Apple Watch do we have? What Apple Watch do we have, Rich?
Series 7.
7. Okay. Theoretically, the next one, this one brought in the O2 sensor. It'll check your O2
pulse
levels,
ox,
your pulse ox. There are rumors that the next one may have a blood glucose monitor.
It's sounding more like not, as you hear these people talk about it on their videos.
Because we watch a lot of. There are certain people who have big channels who regurgitate the same rumors each time, and it looks pretty, but they really don't add any information. So,
like, they have the patent, and they've had the patent for a long time,
right?
To put this technology into the watch, but I don't know. I can imagine they'd be probably blocked by like Abbott and all these companies that make the glucose monitor.
Well, here's the thing.
Or have some sort of thing that says, "Oh, it's not for medical use. It's
right.
for whatever."
Right. So you'd still have to have your sensor. Yeah. My sensor. You can see my sensor. To monitor your glucose. Now, this shit's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, and my insurance no longer covers it because the plan changed with my retirement and other details. So what was 6 of these sensors, which last 2 weeks, and it was $37.50 every 3 months, is now $225 every 3 months. Not horrible, but a bit more impactful.
But when you go to the 9/11 thing, maybe you'll be able to see if
they'll add,
that could get picked up on your pharmacy benefits from there.
Yeah, they added my diabetes medicine to that, which means that there's no out of pocket for my Jardians now, so which is awesome. Matt, welcome to the live stream. I know I'm behind on this. You gotta forgive me. I can only go so fast. 100 degrees in the East Bay area. So thankful for AC and ceiling fans.
East Bay.
I'm guessing that's out by San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
God bless you. Listen, the problem with New York weather this year, more so than any other summer, is that they have absolutely no fucking clue. Maybe they get the temperature broadly right, but they tell you, oh, it's going to be a sunny day. And you get 2 incidents with heavy rain thrown into your partly sunny day. Oh, yeah, it's going to rain. You're going to get huge thunderstorms. All right, don't have to water the garden. Son of a, not a drop of rain. So we really, this summer's been.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Well, see, Shadow, the idea of me running these games once a month is as much for me as it is for members of the community. And I know there are people that, how does Tenkar run games? Well, 50% improv at the very least. And funny voices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you've watched this channel, you've probably seen bits and pieces of it. But I like a group that challenges me as a GM, not challenges me in you suck and I could do it better. Maybe you could, but challenges me as to bring out the best GM in me. Okay, that's why I really enjoy my current gaming group, because we all bring out the best in each other. Everybody's a game designer, or by nature a GM.
They're high level gamer.
They're high level gamers, and sometimes, which is great, because sometimes you want to be that low level gamer in the party. It's like, yeah, give me whatever role you want. I'll fill in the blanks. I'm usually I don't go into a campaign with a predisposed image of what I want. It's like, do we need a cleric? Usually we need a cleric. I'll be the cleric, or actually, trying to think of it. Usually it is I'll be the cleric. Sorry.
Oh, a cleric is boring to do.
Some people find it boring. I find clerics very exciting, because
sometimes the cleric and the fighter mix.
Yes, because
paladin.
Right, as a paladin, continual light. Basically, what is a paladin? It's a fighter that's taking on some clerical abilities and levels up slower. So that's a whole. With the continual light rules, everything is, you can get a little bonus if you want with the specialty classes, but you level up slower. And since leveling is strictly by sessions played, well, then that tail will keep you like probably a level behind as things go on, which is fine, because you got a little extra bonus. But now I will say, going back to today's hangout, there was nothing on that menu that was going to be keto/carb conscious. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna dive right in. They made a very good burger. Good, good diner burgers are just, it's just something about it. And they made sweet potato fries, and it was very nice. Except the beer was ice cold. But yeah, I hit recent highs for my blood sugar. I was like, oh, would you look at that? Normally, I would only see that if I had, like, I don't know, some let me have a half dozen pints of real beer and a plate of mashed potatoes. Really, I hit over 300 in my blood sugar, which right before we came on, it was down to
like
we 110.
Haven't seen that in a very long time.
No, but again, it's not a horrible thing if it isn't a constant thing. When I was going through my congestive heart failure, it was undiagnosed. Chomping off on candy was my escape.
A stress relief.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, I did a great job bringing my blood sugar up to a 9.5 A1C. Now I'm down to like mid sixes, so much healthier. Paul, looking forward to getting in on one of your sessions. I need to start prepping the wife for that now. Again, the idea is, if I do this once a month, and there's probably going to be a quasi hard cap of 6 players, and there's a reason for that. When I run games at conventions, I can run for a dozen. Baker's dozen, 13 is probably my hard cap on that. And the reason being is I can walk around the table. Rach has seen me do this. I usually don't sit when I GM in a convention. I stand. And the reason why I stand is so I can engage the players. Engage you. or you and get in your face and get your attention.
Now, what do you play the game on that you're in now? What platform?
Okay, Rach has got the good questions going on. What?
There's somebody dropped something metal.
Okay.
Um,
We use a combination of Roll20. Roll20 is where your virtual tabletop is, and we use Discord for the voice. Video if people want video, but I don't think
now when I see Discord, it looks like there might be 3 or 4 people's pictures that show up on your
my side monitor.
Side monitor.
Right. So when we do
and then there's more here. Is there another setting that
here's what it
would
is.
show it differently? Like, you know how like Zoom, like you can put it so that you see everybody.
I don't know. But in any case,
but it's easy enough to learn. If I learn it, you
all right.
or learn some.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm learned in it.
When we do our Thursday night hangouts on in the Speakeasy channel over on Discord, some people like to have the video up. A lot of people don't. So if you have video and a video feed coming, you will get placed up on top. And if you have no video feed, you get placed on the bottom.
Yeah, that sounds.
So usually we have about half the room will have video on. So 4 or 5 people have video and the rest will not.
All right.
But video is not needed for the Thursday night sessions. Audio is needed. But the best audio that we have generally seems to be Discord. For years, I have had problems with the Roll20 built-in audio and video. And we would have sessions where, well, all right, we got 6 players plus the DM, so there's 7 of us, and 4 people have audio, but 1 person has somebody's video, but not that audio. All these feeds it was just too much of a hassle. So I always turn that option off, and I do my audio through a secondary service, Discord. Discord is amazing for something that's free, honestly.
Yeah, you do have to pay for what you call it for because if you don't do the paid one for Zoom, you have to finish in 45 minutes.
Like a short workout session. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Tom, will the Crapmaster make an appearance in the Minions of Tenkar? It may.
Oh, the Craptor?
The Craptor.
The Craptor monster that Fugly drew?
Yeah. Yeah, it might make an appearance. I have it again. I the hook is out there. Now I know how I want those hooks to play out, and I kind of know what the storyline is. But now I got to populate it. I got to make the actual adventure as opposed to just telling the story. Right?
I love it that people are asking for certain creatures to be in there, connecting those dots.
No need to apologize to Rach. Robert Roberts is in the room. You're always late, Robert. Always late. Well, that's okay. Wow, Shadow 103 here in the high desert, and that's
wow.
What 5:30 according to on the Pacific Highlands. God. I think we've hit 100 once this year in New York City.
No.
I think we hit once. Not
really?
one. Yeah. But
I don't remember that.
I don't think either one of us was outside the house.
I think we only gotten in the 90s.
I don't know. What would it take to join a Tenkars game? It takes when I will post this information up. You need first if you're gonna if you aren't on the Tenkars Tavern Discord server, you'll need to join the Tenkars Tavern Discord server because that's where the voice is going to be, and you'll need a free Roll20 account because that's where the VTT is going to be. Other than that, just when the signups go up, and again, I don't like to turn people away. If the number of people are, it's like, oh my God, we've got 12, 13 people. I only got 6 person. I only have a 6 person game I can run. Realistically, on a VTT. You go beyond that, you lose track of people, and people lose track of you.
But if you did it on Zoom,
Yeah, but
you could see your whole bunch of people.
yeah, but you
like
don't.
in the gallery view, you'd be able to see them all.
Yeah, but it's
Or
not.
is it not just
It's not just because
visual?
it's not just visual because you need. What I can do at a convention is I can make that eye contact. I can tap you on the shoulder. I can get in your face.
You could use the chat if you have
But if
certain things you want to tell.
I can do that on Discord
to
too.
some people and not others. Or
I know. But I can do that on Discord too. I just got to take it to a separate channel.
Oh, I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, well, it's okay. So, but these are. So if we get to the point where it's like, oh my God, I got like a double-sized group that wants to, with Rachel's kind permission, I'll try to find a second session I can squeeze in at some time in a month.
Mm-hmm.
She never told me no. But it might be off hours. It might be I don't know, Sunday from 12 to 3 when Rachel's doing her workout from 1 to 3. Anyway. So it wouldn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We'll work that when we get
absolutely.
to it, So, no burgers wrapped in lettuce, man. Come on. Yep, it's pretty rough, but our AC is keeping us from sweating to death. I'm sure. And I've seen videos of people who live in these off-grid communities out in the desert, and all I can think of
how they have their house aligned.
Yeah,
with the way the sun comes up and goes down.
I would be constantly in my underwear, going in and out of a bathtub of water. Just go into the bathtub and then just walk around and let the water evaporate. Oh, I'm dry now, and my body's getting hot again. I'm back in the water to cool my body off, and then let evaporation cool me off. So. Don, Zoom is nice, but the problem is there is no real ability to really interact like a DM needs to.
Mm.
So, again, I can run larger groups in person, but I just know my ability, and we've discussed this with our current gaming group, is that beyond 6 players, everybody starts to lose their fun factor. It's just too much going on.
There's too much waiting for the other thing to happen or the other person to do.
Well, however it works. So you got to balance it out. Also, when you're playing, I don't mean to insult anybody right now, but odds are, if you're watching this video right now, at least half of you are multitasking. All right? You're reading CNN, you're reading Fox News, you're checking your email, you're checking EN World, you're going to my blog, whatever. You're multitasking. People will multitask when they're playing on a VTT. But the more people you have playing the VTT, the more people you lose. I mean, the joke with me as a player is I always forget to move my token. That's because I don't use tokens in my games. Not necessarily because I'm not into the game. I'm visualizing where I'm at. It's in my head. And it's on the screen. But that token, so that's a warning. If you're going to game with me, realize I use a VTT for one main reason. Fog of War. Because describing a map, a dungeon, where if I could do it face to face, I can look over your shoulder if we're at a convention table and say, oh, I guess you didn't understand exactly what I said. I mean, I'll fix it for you. But with the VTT, first off, only if you're doing your own mapping as a player, well, then nobody else can see that map to make decisions. So I use Fog of War as a party progresses, things get revealed, and they can make those decisions. I don't use tokens. And I don't use tokens. Should I say why, Rach? I'm a lazy fuck. So,
okay.
Honestly, I'm lazy when it comes to that. I'd rather use a pointer on the screen and then tell you to point where you want to go or whatever. It's a lot better than moving tokens, and you're always going to have some asshole, me, forgetting to move their tokens. Even though they're engaged in the game, somebody's forgetting to move tokens. So, where can I find Discord invite link? I'd join if I could, and I'd happily play a Priest of Helm. All right. See, now you're gonna make me work for my money. Where the heck is he in Boosties? Oh, god damn it, son of a... I used to be able to find invites for that stuff real easy, and they don't. Rach, take over for a minute.
Okay.
Well, no. Hey, listen. Enough talking about gaming in the Gamers Health. Let's talk about health.
We'll do the health piece. Okay.
Yes. Enough about the gaming.
Maybe we'll talk about health. All right. So 14 pounds down because I've been working on improving diet and watching calories and things like that. So yeah, 14 pounds is making me very happy. And then also like I've been doing a lot of a good bit of exercise and trying to diversify the exercise because it's really helpful when you have more than one technique or one thing that you can use to be able to, get movement. So like our body learns different things. Our body it's accustomed to certain ways of moving and certain things we need to do like the cardio stuff. We definitely need that. But there's many more ways than just aerobics and things like that to be able to get that. So yeah, I've been using the TRX, which I'm so impressed with. It's been really helpful with suspension training is what TRX is. And what's nice is that it really helps you develop core strength. That's probably the biggest aspect of it. And that also, builds your other muscles as well, builds strength. And whatever muscles you use it on. But primarily for, for like your core strength, your butt strength, your legs, it's a full body workout, which has been really awesome for me and has built a lot of strength for me and has helped me in terms of dealing with arthritis pain in my hips. I have arthritis in my hips and low back and my knee, but it's been really helpful. And so, I've just been sort of like expanding out. I have an exercise partner who is really awesome with showing me other ways of other techniques of being able to use to take exercise. So, like I use everything from booty bands to what are they called? Sliders. Sliders help you a lot with like your core strength, your quads. They just help so much to develop some of the strength there. And so I've been using those. Well, I think I might have shown them. I'm not sure, but I can show you the things that I use. Maybe in another video. But,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, and then let's see. I ordered. It's supposed to be coming today.
We shall see.
Some resistance bands that come with like the handle, like the long resistance bands for other types of exercise. So it's very cool. Like I'm feeling stronger than I have in a long time. So
I can tell you, as a husband, as a spouse, I can see the difference in Rach and her body shape and her arms, her core. You can just see it. So when Rach says she's lost, how much weight have you lost?
14
You've lost 14 pounds. You've probably
or
put on.
14.4.
All right. You've probably put on at least 7. I'm going to lowball this. Say 7 pounds of muscle. So effectively, you've removed about 20 pounds plus of fat by doing all this, and she does the work, and she does the diet. Now, I will be the first person to admit that I do not have a perfect diet, but I have a much better diet than it was 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago it started being good. All right, we'll say 3 years ago. My face has gotten thinner. I move better. I still have problems with my shoulders. I have problems that nothing is going to fix because it's from radiation treatment, but I can lessen the impact of it because of exercise.
Right. You'll develop muscles around that area
Right.
to compensate if you can. You know?
Right. So we actually see our orthopedist on Mondays. That's going to be an
Yeah, we
interesting update.
do.
You know, we haven't seen him in almost half a year.
That's true.
Yeah, and actually, Don says he can. Rach is looking nice. You can see the progress in her face.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Well,
thank you.
But here's the thing too: when you exercise, all right, when you make decisions to be healthier, you tend to feel better.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you can feel very, and once you start caring about yourself, you're suddenly better about caring about other things and other people. So that is certainly an important aspect to all this. Now, I've been using
the Oculus.
The Oculus. Oh my, Supernatural. Now it's a subscription, and I was a little loath to go with the subscription initially, but I figured I can do it for a month, and I can, or 2 weeks, whatever it was, and I can give it a trial. And the first session with it, I literally could not.
How much is it a month?
I think it's
$20.
17.
Oh.
If you pay by the year.
Got it.
It was painful. That first session was. I might, because it's a lot of bending, a lot of you can rest in this position BS, but you can't. I really felt it in my thighs and my ass. But after I got past that, I didn't do it for 4 days. I went back in that 5th day, and I can move afterwards. I didn't tighten up because your muscles, they learn. And the thing is, you know, and Rach is talking about, like, your muscles. There's something called muscle memory.
Yes,
and it's the reason why, like in law enforcement, they teach you when they teach you things like how to unholster your gun. You'll do this in the academy, you know, for daily for 3 months for 10 minutes. So, you know, take it out, snap it in, put it, and it's the whole thing to make it so when you do it, you don't even think about it. Your muscles have that memory. Same thing for a lot of self-defense training. Things, even for shooting or whatever. Muscle memory is a very important thing to learn. So with the exercise too, once your muscles start learning a new movement, it becomes
to support you in a different way.
Yes.
Because like the things that like especially with the TRX, you're basically going into a position where you do not feel balanced, or like with the big exercise ball. They're trying to do bridges on that, you know, like
oh God.
You know, or bridge marches even on it. It's a task because your body, it's a very wobbly surface, and you know, and even with the TRX, you're putting yourself on the slant, almost like on your heels at times, like if you're facing the anchor, and just really putting yourself off balance, so that this way the core has to really work to keep you in a more balanced, safe position.
Right.
Even though you might not be working the core at the time in your mind. you might be doing like a low row or something like that, like, and you're working your shoulders, but to assist that, you also need to engage your abdomen, so like these are things that are all kind of new to me,
definitely.
Things that I start to notice or start to understand that, I never did before because I was never really athletic before. Like, I was drawn to yoga for the meditative and relaxing part of it, like the more restorative practices of it. Not necessarily like vigorous poses and things like that. I'm
you're
getting a lot more into that, loving that a lot more, but that wasn't the initial draw for me to yoga.
And like, listen, even going back to using the VR headset and again playing Supernatural, you actually have coaches that work with you. Now, obviously, they are virtual coaches, but they are real people that have been turned into computer animation. But their feedback is actually interesting.
Is it
feedback.
Personalized to you, or is it just on the recording?
It seems like some of the feedback is a little bit more personalized at points.
Oh, it sort of gets a sense of, okay, this person is positioned this way, and they need to be this way.
They'll remind you that you got to engage your core when you're doing this with that. But it even if it isn't personalized, it feels personalized.
Okay.
And there's something really special about that. Now, I've played other. I mean, we've all. If you have the VR headset, did you play Beat Saber? Yeah, the Beat Saber. Yeah. You know what? There's something special about Supernatural is that it has real pop songs, rock songs, classic rock, hard rock.
Doesn't Beat Saber too?
Only if you pay for them.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, these are songs that you never heard of. They might be interesting, but you've never heard of them.
Oh, all right.
So they get you with the add-ons.
Yeah, I haven't really played with the VR watch.
I'm
kind of scared. Like, it's gonna, like, I won't, the depth perception, or something will disorient me, and I won't be okay with it. But
that's fine.
It's okay if I'm not okay with it. I should try it.
You should try it, and if it works for you, then that's just another avenue. It's like of getting some exercise in. Getting exercise in, and we actually, spring and fall are the best times to get your exercise in because you can go out, you can take these long walks, you can walk for an hour. You don't mind. You get a little sweat, but you're wearing your sweatshirt. You're fine. Summertime, you don't want to go out and walk in the heat of the day, right? It's miserable out there. And in the wintertime, you generally don't want to go out and walk because it's cold as shit. So having alternate methods of exercise that aren't mind-numbing. And personally, for me, I don't like mind-numbing exercise unless I'm doing it as a group of like 20 people or 200 people, like in the academy. Because then you become like a drone and you'll push through it because the other fat fucks are pushing through it or whatever, right? But when it's just you need a distraction. You can't be like, oh, I'm not going to be the person where they're going, Reed, get off your fat belly, Reed. I don't want to hear, hey, get off your fat belly. I don't want to hear that, right? So you're gonna push yourself. That ability to push yourself is a little bit or a lot bit, depending on who you are and how you are, when you're doing it as yourself. When you're distracted by it, becomes more gamified. You'll find that you'll push it because you want to hit those numbers, right? There's a motivation. There's always a way to find a carrot. You just got to find the right carrot that works for you. Sometimes it is, I don't want to get embarrassed in front of 200 people. And they knew that in the academy too. I always knew when we were doing the prone position or the push-ups or whatever. Whatever. I always knew because it was a gym floor laminated. I go, and they had to have it like mopped in between gym sessions, but I always knew because I sweat like a pig, and I sweated more like a pig back then. I just knew, give me 3 or 4 minutes in one spot, and my hands are going to go out in different directions from my own sweat.
Oh,
So it was great because when I needed to break, I just let my hand go. It was, you just land on your side, you land on your Stein, get back up, wipe that sweat off. I'm not getting yelled at. I'm just wipe that sweat off. Yeah. Whatever.
He's not shaming me.
He's not shaming me, unless being a sweaty fuck is getting shamed. Rach, they have a meditate feature on Supernatural. They do. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
I might have just looked it up because I wasn't sure what Supernatural
that
was.
might be really
There's
cool.
a meditate, and there's also a stretch. There's a whole series of stretches
Okay.
that you can do. And then there's boxing, which I have not. The boxing thing, I've done boxing. I did boxing on the Nintendo Switch, and that was good.
Yeah, I heard they have the Les Mills boxing stuff, or how do you say mixed martial arts or whatever.
Anyway, but I find that the
not that I'm like
they call it bats or whatever but the
I don't punch like a competent girl.
What is a competent girl?
Well, with my exercise buddy, we were talking about like punching like a girl and what that means, and I was like, no, you don't punch like a girl, you punch like a competent girl.
Uh-huh.
I punch like an incompetent punching girl.
Not like this anymore. Now you kind of like, I gotta know where you put your thumb and all that stuff.
Yeah, I figured out the thumb part.
Okay. By the way, Tammy,
my brother taught me that one.
Tammy says you can meditate amongst the ruins of Machu Picchu.
Oh, cool.
You could do that and then jump into your yogi.
Yeah, or after a yoga. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. So, all right, so folks, this is literally why we love doing this. It's the feedback from all of you, the interaction from you all. I mean, there are times when I know I ramble enough that I fall back on a chat and it's like, oh my God, I got 17 comments I got to catch up on. I love the fact that everybody participates in this. Yeah. And we've had some people ask really good questions or bring up some really good stuff that we've actually researched. Well, I shouldn't say we. Rach has researched. Rach is the research specialist. Okay. And actually come up with ideas that could fit within their needs. I say this probably every week we do this, but you're not alone. And this should show you're not alone because we've got 7 people in the watching live right now. By the time next week rolls around, there'll be 65, 70 views, which maybe isn't a lot compared to my straight up ranting and raving or my other live streams. But I think it's very important because these are people that are coming not to hear Tenkar spew whatever or Tenkar and Bad Mike talk about the latest bullshit in gaming or, oh, they got a special guest. Oh, I need to see a special guest. You're coming to talk about things that affect your health, our health at large, and that's important to touch upon. Yes, Shadow, I swear to God, I mean, you've been one of the longest to be involved with us. I can't thank you enough. But this is why we do it, is because it's a place to connect. When it comes to mental health, and we're going to do something on mental health probably next week.
Yeah. Just looking at different personality types. We thought we'd do like maybe a series of different types of personalities that sometimes we come in contact with as we live our lives, and and
how do
we deal with people that have these types of personalities,
because those personalities can certainly affect you. But I mean, there's nothing worse when it comes to your mental health than to think that you're alone. All right, that you're in whatever shit you're in alone, right? And we all have those times in our life when we feel like shit, and maybe it's a physical reason, maybe it's maybe you've got an illness, maybe it's a medical reason, maybe it's an emotional reason. But when you feel alone, it's always the worst. This is to show you that you're not alone, and it doesn't mean, oh, okay, on Saturday nights I'm not alone, but dude, hop into our Discord server. I put the link up earlier. Reach out to me on Facebook. Whatever you need. We're not going to let anybody in our community, and this is what this is. This is our community. We're not going to let anybody fall down without trying to help them back up. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying that we can fix everything or anything.
Right. We make our mistakes. We have our lapses in judgment and decision making. But
what do you do when you fall down? You get up. I still remember, I don't know, maybe it was 8. I remember this, the time was, I remember I was running around outside in front of my house on my block, and I fell, and I mean, literally tore my jeans. I fell so hard, I tore my jeans, scraped my knee to the point where blood was dripping down my pants, and I started crying.
Just on the street?
Just on the street, right in front of the house, right where in between the 2 trees, Rach. And I started crying. And then it occurred to me, why am I crying? And I was like, well, I'm crying because I'm in pain. I went, no, I'm not crying because I'm in pain.
Yeah, it would have been like, I'm crying because I see blood and I'm scared.
No.
Shit.
So then I'm like, well, it's like, so why am I crying? I'm crying because I want somebody to help me. Well, there's nobody here to help me, so I might as well stop crying and get myself into the house where somebody can help me. Yeah. And that was a whole, because before that, I was pretty much a crybaby.
Aww.
But that moment was the moment where I realized I have to pick myself up. I can certainly take help from others, and I don't turn away help from others. But I have to be part of the process.
I have to get where the help is at.
Right. I have to be part of that process.
Because we don't know when the next person's going to come walking by. Or if they come walking by, are they going to pay attention to
me?
Right.
So it wasn't, it was this desire for what? Attention to be babied, right?
Yeah.
And I realized it, and I came in and my mother was shocked. Because I come in and like, again, the blood's dripping down my leg. I'm like, aww. Yeah. I'm like, matter of fact, they go to her, yeah, I fell outside. I skinned my knee. She's like, are you in pain? Oh yeah, I'm in pain. Are you okay? Yeah, I think we gotta like clean this and like put a bandage on it. And I was fine with it because it no longer was this process of
I'm all alone and I hurt myself.
Right. Stop being all alone. Mm-hmm. So again, you don't need to be alone. There is a community here. And I'm seeing that some of you folks are connecting to each other and finding those connections. And I hope it continues outside of this live stream. Maybe it continues on Facebook, not on Twitter. Twitter is a fucking cesspool. But, I mean, honestly, this is why we do what we do. It's because of you all. Like I said, we benefit from it. Yeah. Don't ever think, oh, they just do this because I don't know, people like it. We do it because we like it. Okay, if we can't see the smile on our face talking to you all, then you got another thing coming. You're not paying attention. So what else do we got, Rach? You got anything else, or should we wrap it up?
I don't have anything further.
Okay. All right. For those interested in the Discord /Roll20 game, we're about a month out, which means in about 2 weeks, I'll probably start putting the word out that I'm looking for signups. And if we get an enormous amount of signups, I will try to make a secondary session. Again, I'm thinking probably on like on a Sunday when Rach has already got her 2.5 hours of exercise going on. I might as well exercise my mind and give back to the community. Right? Sounds good. So thank you all. Seriously, I can't say that enough. I'm not going to go into the big COVID speech. Use your common sense. How's that sound? Good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Be safe, be well. God bless each and every one. Roll the dice, roll them well.
Thanks for listening and take good care.
We will see you next week. I will be back again tomorrow with some random video. I'm not quite sure yet. Oh, I'm Rach. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I know what Rach wants me to do tomorrow, but that might not be on. We'll see.
Okay.
All right, folks. On that note, love you all. Later.
Thanks again.